Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I had to uh, change some surgical dressings on my own because like a confident jerk, I said, no, I don't need a nurse to come and help me, but trying to do it yourself. Maybe I spoke too soon. Anyway, how was everybody's week? How was everybody's Friday? Fridays are always an interesting day of trading, especially if you're doing zero DTE. Wild swings, data doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's a good one. Fridays, data don't matter. Um, we still pulled it up, try to use it as a guide, try to see where it could go wrong. And one thing that Bryant has been trying to instill in me is that the afternoons, the GEX, right? And Kevin pointed this out, he raised the question. Is it just me or is the GEX like jumping all around? And it is. It on Quant Trading App we're talking about. Quant Trading App, the GEX um, jumps around because the options jump around towards the last part of a day and especially the last part of a week and especially the last part of a month. So everyone trying to get their books in order. But I mean, this is really meant to be a tutorial. First of all, sound off. Anyone's in here, let me know who you guys are and let everyone else know. I want this to be like a community thing. I want people to share what they do, more along the lines of what should be done. It's how everyone can be taught how to use a baseball, but some people find really excellent ways to use a baseball more than others. If that makes any sense. But really, I just wanted to do a fresh, um, like Mr. Semi would say, an A to Z type situation. You wake up, you do your morning routine, and you look at the charts. And before you go on with your day, you want to take a glance at your favorite tool. And right now, my favorite tool is the Quant Trading App. And I have a lot of tools that I use, but right now, this is what's a buzz, I guess, in the trading room. So what do we do? All right, so first of all, open the charts. And what I do is I opened let's say, let me use this inbox because this is all just Benzinga stuff. So you come up, you open your website. First thing I do is sign on to the Quant Trading App. Open that up right here. And it brings us to our dashboard. Our dashboard is packed with information. Everything you need to do to start your day. It gives you a list of the strongest stocks. It tells you which sector. Usually it would be which sectors are red and which sectors are green. But today, no green. It doesn't mean to say that there is no green on this chart. There should be, but obviously everyone had a great day. And, anyway, so it'll show you this. But this is the really important part here. And I think sometimes people kind of overlook it. These are the most traded stocks and the most traded ETFs. We got the Dow, we got the Russell, the Qs, the SPY. Anything really that comes across my desk is 80% questions about these stocks. Snap was recently added, and this will change as stocks sentiment will change. But anyway, let's say Tesla, right? Everyone likes to trade Tesla. Everything here is clickable. So it first of all gives you the resistance and the supports, and you can just click on the view chart. This is the open, high, low, close table. This is for data enthusiasts, right? We'll click on that next. And then the last one is the options. Well, you know what? Let's start with that one. We'll see what this would bring us, and then we'll work backwards into it because I want to stay on the charts a little longer than the other two. So it'll be interesting to see this way. So this opens up the options table for Tesla, right? You can see here the total call open interest, total call volume, total call premium for calls and puts, the ratios, the highest open interest calls, and the highest open interest puts. These are important to know which way the market will go. Down here is the call expirations, all this data. You can dive into this all you want. It's pretty self-explanatory what it is, and we're not going to go and click on each one, but that's an option for you. When we go back to that, you know what I should do? I should open these up in different tabs. The other way to do it, the other way I use the dashboard is I come down to Tesla, and I'll click on the open, high, low, close table. Can't open another tab. Darn it. All right. So, you know what I do? I'll do it like this. Bam. Double. So this is the open, high, low, close table. This is every week so far in the year. We are now in week 38, and it highlights points of interest. A big point of interest is the 2 sigma resistance, and when it touches the 2 sigma resistance twice, you could see 9 times out of 10 an upward movement into close the next day. So here we have, this is perfect on Tesla. A 2 sigma resistance was touched 2 weeks in a row, at 216 and 237. The next week we closed at 260. So that's a good 23-point move in a week. I'm sure we could do a lot of damage with that. Same thing happens with 2 sigma support. I think that's even more rare than the 2 sigma resistance. Don't quote me on that. I'm just taking a hardy guess from me glancing at all the data in the time that I had. So this is an important part to use. Again, everything is sortable. Everything is clickable. You can type in what you want up here, toggle data, dive into it at your heart's content. This is that could be explored, I guess, on your own time or whatever. Now, this gets the important part. This is what I do when I wake up. I go to the dashboard. I usually have one of these stocks that I'm holding overnight for a couple weeks out or weekly expiration. I click on View Chart, and this is going to pull up the chart that you would normally use on any stock that's in the the QTA. Let's call it QTA. It sounds cooler, and I think that's what we're leaning towards. Anyway, in the QTA universe, there are many stocks, many stocks available for your choosing. These are the top ones. Tesla. This is the important chart to have. We have the intradays of the gray bars. We have the red levels up here where you expect to have sellers, and then down here you have the buyers. And it's not an exact level. It's more of an area, right? And it's area on purpose because you have to give a little leeway for extra being, options, interest coming in, or a little bit of fluctuation. So anyway, the other cool thing about this, and I rave about this all the time, is the 2-day VWAP. That's the thick white line right there, and it extends between the 2 days. It starts yesterday morning here, and it truncates all the way into today, and it respected it once. Now, what I like to do is look for the double touches. The double touches are usually one of the most reliable trading signals that you can find using these charts. 2-day VWAP. We broke out of it, and not a double touch, but a retest. Sorry, a retest is one of the strongest ones. So we broke out, we came back, we touched it, and then the next day we opened even higher, flying up again. Now we come and retested it again, and then we fly up to the VWAP. So this is the 2-day VWAP. This is the regular VWAP, the intraday, and the buying and the selling zones. In between is max pain. Max pain is where the most pain, let me say it like this, it was where the market makers would cause the most pain for everyone, meaning the put side and the call side. They kind of figure out there's charts. We can pull it up another time, but there's charts that will show you where the exact max pain will be. And that's where the market makers, in theory, try to manipulate or move the stocks in that direction. Just like a bookie balancing the books for a bet on Sunday. They want to balance it so they make the most, right? Anyway, so that's really what I look at in the first part of the day. Then I click on the Discord, and I open it up right here. I want to do this all in real time, as if I'm just sitting down to the computer in the morning. So I'm opening up the Discord. It takes a couple seconds. It's starting. It's got this guy here. And the Discord is important for 2 reasons. One, I love the community. I love the community aspect of any type of tool because I feel people learn better from other people rather than just one person telling you. I like to learn how other people use it. Here we go. I'll keep this to the side. So I keep it to the side so I can see all the alerts that are coming in. So then we go to the QTA Discord here. You can pop into Gold Chat. Where is gold chat? Okay, right here. We're in gold chat right now. And there, this is another one. This gives you updates. Quant Trading App, Max Pain changed. We were just talking about Max Pain. The previous was 358. Now it's updated to 355 on Friday. On Monday, we now know that how to play it like that, or that has changed. Sometimes it comes throughout the week too, so it's good to know. So what I first do in the morning, I will go to the SPY 0 DTE. Today is Friday, so we're going to use the SPY weekly to get a better understanding. And I'll check this. We just checked the chart over there, and now I check this. I check the most recent GEX, and this is important here for two reasons. We'll open it bigger in the browser so everyone can see it. There's a few factors to look at here, right? You have Max Pain, which we talked about earlier, and that was on Tesla, but let's get the SPY here. Just for teaching purposes, we're going to use the SPY here. So you have the Max Pain at 432. You have the absolute GEX. What happened to the browser one? Sorry. 432, absolute GEX at 428. The absolute GEX is important because it's more local than the Max Pain. You could see the absolute GEX change throughout the day because the open interest and calls and puts change volume and levels throughout the day as well. So this is letting you know where the absolute GEX is. Why is that important? Because we've been finding that the daily close is usually around the absolute GEX, and especially if the absolute GEX, the Max Pain, and the largest GEX bar, and even the call and put volumes all kind of end up in the same area. For me, that would be, an iron condor, even an iron butterfly or something to try and test that, where that's 5 confirmations or maybe even 6 to tell you where it's going to end. But in normal reality, these are going to be apart. So now we have to realize, okay, where's the action going to go? Where's the price action going to go based on this information? Because what we're looking at is a visual representation of just data, pure numbers and levels, open interest levels, GEX levels, where the Max Pain is. Everything is now transformed into a visual chart graph or bar graph that we can understand. So how do we play this? Let's say the spot is now right here at this long line. Let's say the spot was down here at this level. Let's just say 420. Just saying that alone, where do we think it's going to go? It's going to attract toward the larger bars. It's not going to go left. There's nothing there for it. So it's going to attract toward this, and we can play it accordingly. We think that it's going to go towards the absolute GEX, toward the Max Pain, and toward the largest bar. This is another. This is the second largest bar, so this is another attraction. And so this one is a nice slide up to this one. Maybe a little bit of hiccup here, but it's not dropping off all the way because this is the 4th largest one, and we can easily see it going to 427 and even maybe 428 because of this large one and absolute GEX there. I know it either seems like really complicated or seems overly simple. One of those two things I've heard from just about everyone I've introduced this to. It's either it's not clicking or it's so simple my daughter could do it, kind of a mentality. And by the way, that person's daughter is not a rocket scientist. She is a middle school student. So the idea is that it's transforming all the data that we look at in an option chain. So all of this data, and this was today, this is going to be low data. Let's go to next Friday. It takes all this data, all the open interest orders here, all the calls, the puts, the levels, the strikes, everything that you want to know and plug in to try and correlate where the price would be gravitating to. It's all visually represented in this chart right here. So we don't need to look at really lines and pages of data. It's visually represented here. And this is a live feed. This updates every 15 minutes. And you can compare. You can go back a couple and see where the largest bars were. Okay, and then people dropped off of those. All right. And then we get up to the final one. So let's see where the spot was before. Maybe we can, I think it kind of ranged towards the end of the day. So this might not be a good representation. We'll find another day that moved a lot, and we'll see if it correlates. And you could do that too. You can back test it on any one of the ones that are available here. And what we have available is the SPY, the SPX, the Qs, and those are the 0 DTEs, the weeklies, and also next week. So if you're playing a couple weeks out, I love to do 2 weeks out. I haven't really dove into this just yet, but this is also something really interesting. I mean, it gives you data for next week to kind of plan your next 2 weeks out. Also, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5, oh, and also the Russell is archived. And what that really means, it's basically the same thing we were looking at, but it's just a running feed, and you can probably go back to like 2020 or 2021. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just guessing. This is the same exact theory. You know, it's going to give you positive GEX and negative GEX, although right here it's mostly all positive. There's just a couple little nubs for negative side. But right here, the absolute GEX and the spot are right on that same line. The only way I could see it going is maybe towards the max pain. There's a drop off here. This isn't really interesting of anyone. This is right at the the put volume high. If this was, in case I consider maybe, trading accordingly, I should say. I'm not going to suggest any type of trade, but, and again, you can look at these for Apple. You can look at them for NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and the Russell. Right? That's the ones I usually look at. Then right down here, I go to two sigma alerts. So let's explain what the sigma is. Right? First of all, what are these? How do we categorize them? What are we looking at? Let's go to the SPY 0 volume chart, which is you come here to the left hand side. You go to charts. You go down the spiral 0 DTE option volume. We call it the O volume, or at least I do. The O vol charts. This has a little more information for the SPY. This one is only available on the SPY because the data and the workload that goes into providing this is extensive. We maybe one day with expansion there might be more, but right now it's the SPY. So, and the SPY is really the most traded daily, the most daily traded. The most one that the day traders use the most. So this has the most information, it has the most levels, and it has the same levels we used to have, the absolute GEX and the max pain, but also it has different levels down here, the put blocks, the previous put blocks, things like that. So I look at this chart too, although it doesn't have the 2-day VWAP, and I really like that one. Let's just go to the SPY in the quant levels to just get back to what I wanted to explain with the 2 sigma. So the 2 sigma lines, it uses the theory that you might have heard 2 sigma hedge fund out of New York City. It's one of like the top 5, maybe the top 3 right now, rated in I don't know. Don't quote me on that either. I did look up hedge fund New York City, and 2 sigma was up there really, really high. So that you can probably do. But the ideas are that 2 sigmas are the outlying lines. This is all you need to know. We don't need to know the calculations behind it. If the 2 sigma is touched on the low side here, you can bet. I don't want to say that either. You can expect a bounce up this way, away from the 2 sigma, because it's such an outlier. And when we go back to that open, high, low, close table, when we saw those 2 sigmas in a row, it was on Tesla, right? We saw those the 2 touches 2 weeks in a row on the 2 sigma. The next week was a lot higher. So we had a 216 touch one Friday, 230, or 1 week, and another touch the next week, and then we closed at 260. Although it did go, where's the high of the day? 260, 252. Okay. Anyway, this is data you can get into, dive really well into it. Just want to explain the 2 sigma. When you see that touch on the 2 sigma, that is usually indication. There you go. That's the best word. That's an indication that we should go a little higher. And that comes up, and you don't even have to search through them all. That comes up in the 2 sigma alerts. I just click on that, and it tells you right here. Almost like the TradyTix feed, but different. And if you like TradyTix, TradyTix is down here under bot requests. We'll get to that in a second. So you look at something, and it gives you the confidence level. And did it call out? That was Friday, September 22nd. That was last Friday, right? 251 and the gold, the Qs. So this is something you can look at in the morning as well. And if you like Trading Ticks, you're used to using Trading Ticks, this is the request right here. Obviously, you know how to get everything you want. I like to use the GEX-Z, which is the TR dash, back there, dash GEX-Z, and we'll do the SPY. And it gives you the GEX, the same type of chart we were looking at with the positive GEX and the negative GEX. This one is a little different, how they teach you how to use it. They teach you that the greens are repellents. And that's not, I don't think that's entirely accurate. They're not repellents. It's just that these are easier magnets move. Because if this was repellents, and they call out the first magnet is 427, the second one is 432, that means it would have to have moved through these repellents to get to 427, and then move back through them again to get back up to 432. This should have been a huge brick wall. 1, 2, 3, 4 repellents, and it just cruised right through. I don't know. So it's not entirely accurate that these are repellents, but this is the way to use that. And if that's a little too confusing to you, go back to the bar charts that we were talking about. So I mean that's really the long and short of it. Now, I still use my experience in charting to confirm lots of things, and I also like when my charting and the GEX levels and the all the quant data match up. When that matches up, we have a strong trade. Today, I documented one trade, and let's see how that unfolded throughout the day. And I know I took a snapshot. Did I save it though? Let's see. Before I talk about it, I took a snapshot for proof. Let's see. You want to see pictures? I'll show you pictures. What is today? 0929. So let me know in chat how everyone's day was. How did everyone? Here we go. 0923. All right. I'm not going to show you just yet. I'm going to hold it right here. You can see it on the side of the screen. So we had, I got finally some really good sleep. First good sleep since coming home from the hospital. I must have slept like 14 hours. But I woke up feeling very sick, and I didn't really get myself in gear until just around noon. So another great thing, I love trading just one end. You can trade the morning, you can trade the afternoon using the same data. So let's see where the data was. I think around 1 o'clock, let's say. Right? We'll go here. Center it a little bit. Good. And we'll start here. Since we're on the Discord with the tools, we'll start there. And everything's time-stamped here. This comes in every 16 minutes as opposed to 15. Not sure why. So this was today with Tesla. And let's see where we were at. Let's start at 12. At 12 o'clock, the absolute GEX was at, what does that say, 250? Yeah, 250. The price was at 252. The max pain is at 245. Let's just see where we closed at 250. We got down to 246. All right. No, what happened to that? Sorry. Let's move a half an hour into the future. So the spot price is above the absolute GEX. It's above the max pain, and there's a higher bar attached to the absolute GEX. So I believe we were going to be traveling in this direction. And I think the momentum of this, and also the put volume spike, is right there. And I took a little bit of a risk, and I took less risk by going lower. I took an out-of-the-money put at 247.50 because I still wasn't feeling well, and I didn't want to take a little bit of a risk. I wanted to take a very little bit of a risk. So 247.50 was my put, and I guess I got it right around this time. I was looking at it this time, executed by 1 o'clock. Don't quote me, probably been a little earlier. Now, the price action, the absolute GEX still at 250, but the price action has gone past it, and it's at 248. And that's good for me. And now this is where having charting skills, at least in my opinion, come in. Because now we are at a road here where it drops off. The GEX totally drops off. The absolute GEX and the max pain have gone down to 245, but there's very little GEX to support it. If the absolute GEX and the max pain was on this bar, forget about it. That would be a no-brainer. But because they're attached to such a small GEX number, and the call volume and put volume are way up over here above the 250 mark, this isn't as strong as they would be when they attach together. But anyway, I still had my put, and that's when I said my charting skills come in, because I think this was live too. We got down to right here, and then we had this huge hammer, or extreme hammer slash spinning top, whatever you want to call it. This reacher right here, that's what I call it, reached down, said no, and then we came right back up. So for me, this was enough. And I drew a line for me to get out at right there. So that one move netted me 214%. And it was one, to be honest, it was one option. And I think the total, it was like $60 or something like that, off of a $20 option. So obviously, if I was not on pain meds, I wasn't feeling sick, I didn't have pain all over my body from being in the hospital. I have 5 surgical sites, by the way, so I had to change all those today before I came on. But if I was in the right mind and I felt a little better about it, those 10 contracts, instead of $60, it would have been 600. A 214% move is a 214% move, whether you have one in or you have 100. Right? It's proof. It's showing that it works. That when I looked at that, we were going down. I don't think I even looked at the quant chart for Tesla. But let's back test it and see what that looks like. Yeah, I mean, usually I confirm 7 ways to Sunday on before I make an entry, but I really just wanted to get something in when I noticed that move. I wanted to get something in to try and have it to show. So this would have helped me out a lot if I had opened this, and maybe I did on live. I don't. It's a little foggy for me, to be honest with you. I was in a lot of pain this morning. We see this coming down to the 2-day VWAP. And we see the same hammer that we saw on the chart, on the regular chart. And now we should think, okay, if we cross back over, we should see it go up higher. This is an indicator. This is an indication that a level has been reached, and expect a bounce up. Because like we said earlier, we had a run up here, retest pretty much on the 2-day VWAP, and an explosion the next day. But if I'll check the tape again, right? Anyone uses tape anymore? I'll check the recording again and see if I pulled this chart up, and that's also how I knew how to get out. But I could tell that Tesla was done at that point just by looking at it. You had a flat bottom, a reach, did not, it failed, and we came back up. And then when it broke this level, it retested it, and that's how you really know. When anytime a level is broken and it retests, that's an entry. That is the definition of an entry right there. Forget everything else. That is, if you take away one thing, take away that. A break and retest of a level, you're going to have the results of going further from the level. So you break, you retest, you bounce higher. That's it. Break, retest, bounce higher. Break, retest, bounce higher. BRB, break, retest, bounce higher. BRBH. Anyway, so I mean, that's it right there. That shows the move. This move down was seen by using the GEX charts. That helps me with my entry, and then you can also plan your exit. I'm trying to find a better example. This is all green. I want red. Try the SPY. This is all red. I want green and red together. All right. Well, this is why they're archived. You can go back test anything. Look up a loss or a win that you had. Find out the day. Right? That's a good homework assignment, I think. Find a loss or win that you had, a significant one. Write down your entry and write down your exit, and then we'll take a look at the charts to see how it matched up. To see if you entered at the right spot, and what was wrong with your exit if it's a loss, and what was perfect about your exit if it was a win. And definitely, give me feedback on that, and I'll post my email right here. That's my email, stockdoc2k@gmail.com. Feel free to email me anything or questions, and you can find me in the Discord too. This Discord was opened by me. It's free. It's just a forum. It's an open forum. It's free, and it's basically a place where I can get my insurance clients and the people I invest with all in the same place. But it really, I'm going to be showcasing a lot of different tools and a lot of different strategies and people, and talking and seeing how we use it and everything like that. Also, what was the other thing? There was one other thing. Oh, we haven't got into that yet. There's going to be a separate part of this I'm working with someone on, and we haven't posted it yet. So I'm going to post the invite here. Again, it's free, and it's just a stepping stone to get into. I also do one-on-ones. So if you're having trouble with options or charting or using anything, Webull platforms or something like that, we can figure out what's wrong and get into it. What's up, MK? Is Brian planning to include data for ES, NQ, CL, GC in this? I believe, before I speak, let's do a little experiment. Because I know there is a futures. There is a lot of futures talk. I forgot where I saw it. No. All right. So I'm gonna answer that with this. It's gonna be two questions answered at the same time. So what the cool thing is about the QTA is that you can import the levels that we were looking at right to your either TradingView or TOS. I'm going to pull up TradingView right now, and this is going to give us the answer to ES or not. Because I've seen people ask about ES, and I know that they talked about the same type of levels. So I'm going to show you first how to put this transcript into your TradingView and also see if ES is covered. Where's my phone? I just heard it, but there we go. Okay. All right. Well, there's levels right there. Let's get into it. So, how do we do it? First, we go to the Quant Trading App site. On the left bar here, the menu bar, we'll go down to, we're going to do TradingView now. So we go to TradingView, we go to weekly and intraday code. We click it, it's copied. Then I'm going to bring up TradingView again. TradingView, we get X this out. Open the Pine editor. a way to open new. Yeah, here we go. New strategy. Delete all that. Okay, now that that's clear, we just Control V, puts it in here. We save it. It should populate the proper week. It does not. So we go back. You know, I'm going to make this, because I'm going to delete it. I'm going to put next week in there. So now we know that's the X one. This one was the weekly, right? And we add to chart. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have to remove. Okay, I have the free version because I'm cheap. I don't use TradingView. Remove the old ones. So okay, now watch these lines. These lines should disappear because we don't have. Yeah, so that was a QTA line right there. These are QTA lines. So your question: does ES? Do we have ES? We do. This is the first one. Let's add the other one and see if we can get more information. No, not you trading. Weevil. Minimize that there. And now let's do the, well, I don't know how this, it should show today's, right? Yeah. So we click that. We go back to Trading View. New strategy. We want to delete all of this in that little slash right there. So you have a clean slate. You Control V, enters right there. We click Add to Chart, add it to chart. It might be an issue because it's Friday. If we do this on a Monday morning, you might have more information. But we do have the weekly here. So there's no data under stocks for futures. Go to the website and check under stocks. That's what I'm asking. Oh, okay. Like actual data. I get what you're saying. But anyway, this is how you transport into your own script, so you can use it on your own charts, and I can still draw over this, right? And I can use them together. Confluence. So yeah, if that's what you mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess these are just equities and a few ETFs right now. But I'm sure that is something that he wants to be added, because I know it's traded by members. And let's just see. Yeah, not found. I will raise it to him. I'll get back to you, MK, with a solid answer. But I know there is chart data on the futures. And you know what? Maybe ask one of the members in Gold Chat. We can do a search for when ES was mentioned. I can find that person and I can talk to him and see how see how he uses the quant trading. And also keep in mind, there's a lot of people in the room that make their own. They make their own programs and stuff using the quant data. It does not give daily levels on the chart. I already tried. Okay, please discuss with Brian. I will. It would be great to have futures added. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. It seems like futures is what a lot of people, I think, oh, I get it. Yeah. There's a lot of people from a community that are talking about futures, and I realize why right now. I totally realize why. Yeah. I got it, MK. No problem. Yeah. Totally get it. So I believe futures will be. I'm going to talk to him. How about that? I'll talk to him and then get back to you. I have your email, right? I think I do. If not, email me and then I'll have it. StockDoc2k@gmail.com. but I think I have it. Anyway, so that's really what I do in the morning. I look at the dashboard, and usually I'm either in Disney, I'm in Tesla, Nvidia, one of these, and I'll check them out. Then I also have the the outlandish, the penny stocks. That's not really quant datafied. You don't have enough data. There aren't options on there. You need something with a strong liquidity to be able to use the data for it. So that might be something else that's holding back on the futures market. Obviously, their options market is a little different. So I'm going to have a conversation with him on it, and I'll get back to you. I know I probably said that 15 times. I'll get back to you, but I will. I usually always do. And then, for anyone that just wants to get a good taste of or sense of direction for the market, this is where you can go. You can go to your dashboard, you click on Market Overview, and it will give you just that, an overview of the markets, the breakdown of the SPY, the Qs, the premiums used, the just a glance of the GEX levels, and then in a little bigger format with and then this is where, there is the place where we can. No, I think that was an open high low chart. Sorry, there was a place where we can toggle the data, and that's a really interesting thing. That's on the open high low close chart. And another cool thing is the trade ideas. There might not be nothing there. There might not be anything there. Again, sorry. Okay, we got something. This is something you can try and just remember. Please do your due diligence before using any of these trade ideas. The trade ideas have underperformed during the bear market, and this function of QTA is the very early stages of beta. So there's always going to be improvements going on. There's always going to be adding additions and stuff like that, and that's where Bryant wants to focus. He wants to focus on the higher level, improving the app from the top down, so to speak. So he's going to be involved with developers, with big money, doing more so of that. And I really try and hope to field more questions and be able to guide people into the right way. So this is a plethora of information you can dive into here with the options, the upcoming expirations, the gamma exposure, the advanced GEX, the upcoming week GEX, all these things on, at your own leisure. There's video classes here where you just click on one and it'll teach you everything you need to know about introduction to quant data. And then also Brian adds some. He had when he was showing me something, I was like, that looks like a butterfly. It looks like a butterfly spread. He had two butterflies, butterfly calendar. He had two butterflies, one local and one far out, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So he added that somewhere, but it's really a plethora of data. If you're looking to create your own spreadsheet and use your own spreadsheet to work up a program, great. Look in Gold Chat. There's about 2, maybe 3 people that post their own charts and their own data based off of quant data, and Bryant encourages it, and so do I, because I love looking for developers, and I love bringing them to the spotlight and giving them a platform, and that's the reason why we're doing the conference. It was supposed to be in October, where we keep pushing it away, but that's something of interest. We're going to bring everyone together in the same room, face to face. We're going to showcase some tools, showcase developers, and have a good time. But really, I mean, that's the ins and outs of how to use the Quant Trading app. And I've spoken to so many people that say, you know what, I look at it, I glance at it, I know exactly where it's going to go, I know the levels to look for, and I know how to play it throughout the day. And I speak to other people who are like, I just can't grasp it, I can't understand it, and that's okay. But that's why we're doing this. Repetition creates muscle memory, and moving forward, teaching and showing others solidifies that. So once you figure out something, if you see a good trade setup, jump into the Gold Chat, run it by everyone else, or just let everyone else know what you see. And that's how community trading works, All right, MK, thank you very much. Yeah, I think we might wrap it up here now. It's 7:40. Does anyone have any questions? I can definitely handle them. We have another 14 minutes. I really plan to go either 7:30 or 8. But yeah, definitely explore, use, backtest, and if you have questions, go to the Discord, go to the Gold Chat. This is a paid member section, and people have been using this from the beginning. There are a lot of people in here from the very beginning. BK Brown, and Boone. There's so many I mean, so many people that I've met that I've come across. They're just so helpful and understanding, and you get to hear it from a different angle. Don't listen to just me. Don't listen to just the creator. Because I tell you what, I spoke to Brian over last weekend, and he was like, sometimes I just go by what the data tells me. I don't even remember writing it. It's just because it's been automated so much that it does the things that you don't have to do anymore, like a calculator. We all learned how to do our multiplication tables, but now calculators are allowed, and you don't really need to know the multiplication table. You just punch it in. Anyway, you get the idea. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions, again, my email is stockdoc2k@gmail.com. There are wonderful upgrades to available. There are, let's finish it off right here. One last thing. There is, where we go? Get there. What happened to the, okay. I'm going to leave you with the one referral that you might need to get. Okay. Yes. Use that link to sign up for Quant Trading App. Use that email on the bottom of the screen to ask any questions about Quant Trading App or tools or one-on-ones or anything, really. I can do my best to answer them and get back to you. The Discord is above in the chat. That's a free Discord. It's a platform to look into any options that other people are using. Like options, what I mean is like strategies or tools or questions of insurance. I'm actually an insurance agent. So I guess that's about it right there. If you guys are, if anyone's interested in an annual we do have a special now of a 3-year annual. It's almost essentially like getting 1 year free. You buy 2 years, you get another one free. But that comes with understanding of the tool. If you do get that, I'll tell you this. If you do get that, let me know. It's a special link. But if you do get that, let me know, and I will explain everything and make sure you use it the correct way, one-on-one. I'll give you one-on-one, let's say, 3 or 5 sessions one-on-one to make sure you're using it absolutely correctly. And I'm on tape saying that. So if you do get the 3-year, I will help you along the way. Make sure you know how to use it, because it really is the best economical thing to get that special deal. I don't know how limited it is, or if we're going to have it forever, or if it's going to be gone. Not really sure, but it's essentially like getting 1 year free. You buy 2, so it's like $109 a month instead of $200. But if you do get that, I'll make sure you know how to use it properly, one-on-one. All right, guys. Don't forget, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you're watching this in the future and you have any questions. Leave a comment down there, and comment on other people. If they say something and you have the answer, let them know. If you see a question, you have the same exact question, let me know. But I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to doing this again in the near future. All right. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.